Web marketing is very important right now. A lot of things are moving to the web. It's a lot of transactions are handled on the web. I mean, you can literally go down and buy pizzas to everything that you could possibly ever want to do on the website. Customize a house, cars.
Let's face it, today web marketing is more important than ever for the simple fact that it's widespread. You have the ability to reach just more than one, better than cold calling. It's not one-on-one. You can reach multiple. It's one-to-many interactions. So it's very important today, especially for any small business, large business, business period.
You need to be able to reach every client and every customer possible. So in combination with some of the avenues that you're using now, such as TV or radio, it really helps you generate a more of a buzz for some of those maybe younger audiences or those that are more familiar with the web, especially nowadays that everybody has the internet in their pocket. Everybody has smartphones, Blackberries, so it's really essential to have some kind of medium on the web. If it's something as simple as getting a website, or maybe just some kind of social website such as MySpace or LinkedIn or Twitter.
Marketing online versus traditional techniques such as newspapers, magazines, TV, or radio is a little bit more effective. I'm not going to say let's get rid of that, because that definitely has some effect, and it's definitely can put you over the top too in combination with web marketing.
It's hard to say how many people actually viewed your commercial or saw your ad in that magazine without some kind of analytic reporting. And when they do provide those analytic reports in traditional ways of advertising and marketing, it's usually on the most general scale possible. That can include kids, teens, and that may not be the audience that you're looking for. With online, you can get it all the way down to what city they came from, what they typed in the search engine to get to your company. So the advantages are, to recap, are definitely control and analytics.
It can be a little bit more effective in terms of the control that you have over it. You can tell how many people are looking at your ads or your profiles or your website or whatever you put out there. You know, if it's a sponsored link on Google, you can see who all clicked on that and how many times it came up when somebody searched for XYZ in your area. So it's a little bit more controlled. And it can be a little bit more effective than just putting an ad out there and blasting it out there for people to see at a certain time or a certain time of the month or once a month. So you can do it as frequent as you want, and definitely just being consistent with it more than an ad. And not to mention, it can be a little bit cheaper.
Some preparation that you want to consider is, like I said earlier, is research. Just want to make sure you do your research, know who your audience is. Look at some other companies, look at your competitors, see what they're doing, see if you can maybe get a step up on them, go that same avenue if something's working that they're doing that you're not. That way you can just stay ahead of the time or stay on that cutting edge.
Preparation is key to market on the web, because you have to know why you're doing it and what do you want out of it. Ultimately, you should be able to provide some type of value to your prospects or the people you're reaching out to. You want to make sure you can give some free. When I say free, I don't necessarily mean expensive, like give away something expensive, but you want to make sure you're giving away free, valuable either resources or tips and tricks or something to stay in contact with your people or your network, to make sure you're always in their face.
Stand up with the game. You definitely want to make sure you're evolving with the times. So with that being said, you gotta stay up with it. Just check it out. Check out your competitors. Make sure you're doing all the research you can. Doing some test scenarios, maybe some case studies, seeing how your target may respond to it. Know who your target audience is, and that way you can focus your efforts more on that.
Consistency is very important when marketing online, because you have to make sure that you're always in their face. You know, you can do that such as newsletters, blogs, microblogging such as Twitter, very popular right now. Facebook, let me think, LinkedIn.
Consistency with marketing period is crucial. You have to create as many impressions as possible for you to really establish a brand for your company. So the more you're out there, the better your return's definitely going to be. So as with any other avenue, consistency is important.
There's a lot of social networking sites that you can just get attached to and connect with people. It's like networking, but online. So you don't have to necessarily meet them face to face. You definitely want to try to meet them face to face.
With online advertising, it comes a little bit easier. It's more just almost like a one-time deal. You get your site up there, but the thing with your site, getting your site up there, you have to make sure that you're getting new content, keeping it fresh, keeping it updated, which is a little bit easier to do rather than constantly pre-playing commercials or pre-posting or posting those ads in local newspapers or national newspapers, whatever it may be, or magazines.
Common mistakes when web marketing is cooking yourself, doing some things that aren't necessarily appropriate or, let's say, politically correct. Some people get a little too personal when doing web marketing, using like social networking sites such as Facebook or MySpace or LinkedIn, and they forget that they are out there for the world to see. So if it's a potential job or a contract that might be coming up, a lot of people do their research online and try to figure out who this person is before they actually meet them.
Not knowing what audience they want to reach, not really doing their research up front. They really don't know what they want. They don't know how they want to portray themselves as a business. And it can really just create an endless cycle of taking a couple steps forward and taking 5 or 6 back.
You always want to make sure that you're on note and that your brand is the same, you're staying consistent, and that you're just out there with a remarkable representation of yourself or your company.
It's very crucial that you do your research, look at your competitors, see what they're doing. That way you can get a good face for your company. Make sure you're branding your company correctly and not just jumping into it head first.